Yo, how's it going, guys? It is Richard Unicorn Caller here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We are back with probably one of the most exciting videos. I had a whole list of everything that has happened this year, or at least most things. Of course, we're going to miss a few things, and of course, there's been a lot of bad, but also a lot of good. So, yeah, we're just going to jump right into it and buckle up, Buttercup, because this has been 2024 has been just exhausting. I will say that. Mentally, it has been exhausting. Game update wise, it has been exhausting. Community manager wise, it has been exhausting. Everything has been exhausting. Let's just jump right into it. So, over here, surprisingly, when I was going through all my YouTube videos all the way from 2024, surprisingly, the Bazaar Crown Shop broke for like a brief minute. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that was I guess a fair warning as to what was going to be happening for the future of the game development. But also we had the Wizard101 Nightmare Dungeon, which of course is pretty fun. A lot of people didn't like. I mean, I still don't like it. I just don't think it's a fun dungeon, especially just to go in through the maze and get hit by a broken dream and have to do that 15 times in order to craft the gear. Just felt like it was, just overwhelming in a sense, or underwhelming. But of course, everybody had their own little discussions about that. We had the geometric or square table, round table, whatever geometric triangular shape that you would like to call it. The content creators, myself included, got together to kind of explain our grievances, or at least our concerns with that update, particularly the Nightmare Dungeon just wasn't really fun. I mean, we kind of hopped back and forth from PvP, from packs and badges, blah, 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 the Nightmare Dungeon, etc., etc. Of course, that led to community dispute among each other because, not everybody likes this or everybody thinks this. And apparently we bullied people, so now we're the bullies. Anyway, I take a short hiatus from Wizard101, which was a well-needed hiatus, and then play some Helldivers 2 in the meantime. Did a few Helldivers 2 YouTube videos for the time being. That was really fun. I had fun with that game. And we had the spring update. I actually come back to the game because somebody made a joke about Empowers being banned, which, Lord be holy, going in present time right now, wasn't really far off the truth. But anyway, we come back to the spring update, and this was pretty fun. Sort of. We had the Pixie Post, Portal of Peril, the Forbidden Library Gauntlet, Quest Friend Finder, Spell Card Inspect, badge improvements, which have been awesome. You get rewards for your badges, basically just a gold skeleton key. I kind of wish they added a little bit more, I guess, rewards for the badges instead of a gold skeleton key. I feel like I kind of don't do the gold skeleton key fights anymore. They kind of ruined. I used to love key fights, but they kind of ruined it for me in a sense. Also, some advanced content changes, guild changes, which was also pretty cool. So, yeah, pretty fun stuff in this update. Of course, the Portal of Peril, aka the Portal of Problems, does not really continue anymore, which we'll talk about we'll talk about as we progress. This is a big list, but let's just keep it going. Throughout that time, we talk about the spellment problem. We also talk about that Wizard101 game, Ravenwood Academy, which is basically a new single-player game, which, of course, you can always wishlist on Steam. We've done that multiple times throughout the videos. And yeah, we haven't seen much happening from this game at all. I mean, we just heard the good news about it, and there was demo test at the PAX West event, I believe, which, yeah, it looks like a pretty solid game. I don't know when it's going to release. I don't know if it's going to release this year or maybe next year. We'll talk about that as we keep going on with the video. But yeah, it looks like a pretty cool little solo game. Can't wait to see all the streamers and the WizTubers playing it, walkthroughs. Anyway, going on from that, we also talked about the community problem. That was fun. The Crown Shop problem, the Portal of Peril problems, because, of course, like I said, the Portal of Peril, it kind of released a little bit wonky. It wasn't bad. It was actually a very good event. I think a lot of people loved it. But, the problem just came in. It's like, the level scaling isn't working, or there's duplicated bosses, and, it kind of feels like, maybe it wasn't ready to be launched at the time. So yeah, it's been kind of back and forth with the Portal of Peril. You know, we also kind of mentioned briefly about the rewards. I think the rewards are in a solid space now. I mean, obviously we can't even use the rewards because, well, you know, the Portal of Peril event hasn't came back in a very long time. But yeah, pretty cool stuff going on from there. We also talk about the political problem. That was my God, that was a headache. Yeah. Cabal's Revenge Raid update also came out this year, which I didn't really play that much of it. I thought it was a pretty fun update if you were someone that does raids. I tried it out a couple times. Of course, the guild we just couldn't get it, and you know during that time we kind of gave up with it in a sense. I just kind of got tired with it. We also had the tournament update, which was semi around this update, but that kind of released on its own time. Actually, no, I think that did release with the guild update. I'm not sure, but yeah, we got tournaments that are back, so make sure to check out tournaments in the arena. Now that I think about it, I do believe that actually it did release by itself, not prior to the launch, but that was pretty fun. So make sure to check out tournaments. New lore spells, boss rematch reboot, which was definitely well needed. Cosmetic item inventory, which is also pretty cool. You can see recent wizards and guild achievements. Like I said, I just don't care for the guild anymore or raids. Social kiosk improvements, which is always nice. Beast Moon forms and event updates as always. And this is probably the biggest one, but School Pip generation and other combat changes that had gotten changed. You know, we talked about Arc Mastery and School Pips. That was probably the best thing that came out of this update because it didn't make sense to really battle amongst your friends about who has the highest Arc Mastery stat. So that right there was like the best thing ever. That was probably one of the best things for this update. Probably one of my favorite things. But yeah, thought that was pretty cool. Fun update, right? We also did the Palestine fundraiser. I did some news coverage on that, and that was really fun. I think they raised about 20,000, like, I think it was $20,000. I'm not sure on the exact amount, but I know it was a really good charity. I think that was actually one of the first charities I've ever seen in this community that was, you know, made by the community. You know, because when all this stuff was going around, which is probably still is, you know, there's a lot of things that are happening global world issue wise. And when we did that, or at least I didn't do anything, I was just kind of raising awareness for it. And it was really nice. It was probably one of my favorite fundraisers out there. I hope we do more, like, in the future. I keep saying we like I did anything, but I hope to cover more news about it because that was a really fun fundraiser. And yeah, that was really nice because, of course, you know, KI wasn't really mentioning anything or doing a fundraiser themselves. So, you know, a lot of pushback with that, a lot of discourse with that, you know. Like I said, this year in general was filled with, if you're on social media, you've probably been annoyed as well or just have a headache. But it gets slightly a little bit better. Played Elden Ring DLC, which was really fun. Was actually nominated for a Game of the Year award, which is pretty nice. And then we also talk about the awful raid key glitch that did happen when this update did come out. That was fun. It basically only took like one Azoth or something to craft the key. Obviously, that was not intended. So, obviously, if you were someone that did craft the key, including myself, I did that on live. That was pretty funny. I got banned for a day. That was the first time my Wizard101 account has ever been banned. Obviously, they just had to go on the account for, you know, maintenance and just take the keys out, which is fun. It's funny. I put the keys on the wall, too, just to make sure they knew where to get it. That was funny, though. That was probably the funniest glitch out of this whole update. Like, that was a funny part of the update. I actually really loved that. That was really funny. Anyway, we talked about the PvP problem for my boy. Make sure to subscribe to Liam is a Vibe. That's the GOAT. Also, Wizard101 coming to consoles. That was a very, very humongous announcement that we had early this year. Or middle of the year, you know, it came out August 29th or whatever you described that as. But yeah, this was big news. Of course, it made a lot of like viewing, like 664,000 total views and a lot of likes and retweets. You know, everybody was super excited to see their childhood game that is still up and running and is finally coming to consoles. At the moment, like I said, there's still no information about what's happening. We also got some information about the consoles. We did that whole article review thing. They did mention that it's going to be separate from PC, and of course, it doesn't really seem like you'll be able to use your already previous login. Pretty much it's kind of the same thing with the Steam launch. You know, you got to make your account through the console or whatever. You know, hopefully in the future they can change that and, you know, make it more, I guess, merged together. But yeah, hopefully console players, whenever this does release, hopefully they have fun with that. We also had the 16th birthday, which was really fun. I think a lot of people had fun with this. It was pretty cool for them to offer a free mount if you had an account that was created at that certain time. We also had free membership, as always, and a free code. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, you know, memberships as well, membership benefits, you know, just, you know, the usual stuff. Yeah, pretty fun stuff. Hopefully everybody had fun with that 16th birthday. Announced my raid retirement because I just gave up with raiding, you know, and I like raiding and I like hanging out with people, but, you know, at the same time, I just really hate trying to ask people like, hey, does anybody want to do something, and it's crickets and nobody wants to play the game anymore. Kind of the same thing what I'm doing currently with the challenge mode team ups in Selenopolis. I'm just doing team ups because these people are going to be readily available whenever, and they can join the team up whenever, you know. So I just kind of get tired of asking so many times, you know. Kind of the same. Not really with the content creator raids. I feel like a lot more people are more readily available for that. Maybe we'll do another content creator raid for 2025. I don't know. Maybe. It depends. I just don't like it when people have to drop out and then we're looking for fill-ins. You know, that's kind of one of the main reasons I don't like raiding. Just 12 people for me just feels like a lot. But we also had some pretty cool stuff. And this was pretty awesome. The Dungeon Defenders 2 and Wizard101 crossover was probably my favorite thing of the year. Like, dude, I can't believe that Dungeon Defenders 2 and Wizard101 did a collab together. That was freaking awesome, dude. And I was getting all fangirl. You know, a lot of people have said, like, oh, Richard, you're acting too stupid. Like, nobody cares about this stupid cat. Listen, this is not no ordinary cat. This is a propeller cat from Dungeon Defenders. Okay? I don't know why it bothers people so much when I get happy about things. But like, oh, Richard, don't get too happy. You know, chaos is gonna sweep the rug out of your feet. Like, what? When can I be happy in this game? Like, I want to ask y'all that. Glasses off. When can I be happy in this game? Am I not allowed to be happy in this game? I feel like a lot of people don't want me to be happy in this game. They think I'm like this negative Nancy. Like, Richard, you're supposed to hate every update, which I do. I hate most of the updates, especially as of lately. But I just want to have fun, man. That's what I'm trying to do with challenge mode, team ups, and Selenopolis. Like, I'm trying to have my own fun, man. But everybody wants me to be all negative. Like, Richard, you can't buy that. Yeah, you can't feed them money. But I'm like, but it's a propeller cat. Like, come on, I love Dungeon Defenders 2. This also made me play Dungeon Defenders 2 as well, which was really awesome. So, again, I really, really like Dungeon Defenders 2, and I like Wizard101 at the same time, but it's just like, just let me vibe out for a little bit, y'all. Just let me vibe out. Anyway, also, healing spells were kind of banned in advanced content as well. So yeah, they pretty much banned Unicorn, Fairy, you know, etc. So, you know, there's only a few healing spells that you can use, but, you know, otherwise it was pretty cool stuff. Now, I have in here, I'm just going in order right now. The portal of Peril finally crashes down for good around September 23rd-ish. And that was when, like, the whole game broke, so they had to take the portal of Peril out. And then ever since then, we have not seen the portal of Peril come back at all. So that's when I was saying earlier, it's like, you know, it's a good event, but we haven't really seen it work at all. Every iteration of the portal of Peril just kept breaking over and over again, and it just didn't seem like they actually knew like how to fix it. So, you know, they did say that they're not going to bring it back until they fix it, so until then we won't know what's going to happen with that. But anyway, moving on from that, we got tons of plushies that be happening, you know, plushies all over the place. And, you know, unfortunately, Merle Ambrose did pass away. The voice actor for him passed away. Very heartwarming moment, very heartfelt, you know. We also had Grandmother Raven that passed away, I believe, in 2023. She was also the voice of the narrator. So yeah, pretty devastating news from there. We also talked about AI voice, which no, we don't need AI voice Ambrose, And it was really sweet to hear him in the latest update. Obviously, it was an old voice line, but it was just nice to hear him again, just one more time. I really do hope that maybe in 2025 they can maybe do a nice little monument, maybe like what they did with the Grandmother Raven statue. Maybe for like the 17th birthday, they can have like a nice little monument for him, because again, he kind of shaped our childhoods and just a huge icon, probably mainly the face of Wizard101. It was just really sweet, and I really do appreciate his work. It was just really nice. We talked about the region problem as well. That kind of talked about regional locked stuff, GameStop exclusive stuff that's only available in the United States. So hopefully in 2025 they kind of work on that, kind of make purchasing items in the game a little bit more accessible for a lot of more people. We also had the Pirate 101 birthday, which I could finally get off the propeller cat slide. But yeah, Pirate 101 birthday, the 12th anniversary, pretty same stuff. We got the Rapio plush. Everybody loved that. Check that out. Free code, which they gotta do better with the free code. I'm sorry, but this birthday cake, I don't know if this pirate cake is an interactive housing item. It might be. I don't play Pirate 101. But maybe, hopefully, for the 13th birthday, I get it. There's not that much support with Pirate 101. I get that. But maybe do it kind of somewhat similar to like with the Wizard101 birthday code. Because check out the Wizard101 stuff. Like, you get a bunch of stuff with Wizard101. And then for Pirate 101, it kind of feels like you barely get anything. It's very barren, in a sense, So hopefully, in the future they can work on that. I understand it's definitely hard to kind of manage the resources, but, hopefully it gets better. We also had the Pirate 101 game-breaking bugs where I think if you spawned in or logged in, you kind of lose some of your data, or at least lose some items, and luckily that did get fixed up, hopefully. Hopefully that got fixed. I would imagine that bin probably got fixed, Then we had the election, which was absolutely chaotic. Then we had the Selenopolis update, which was really fun. Selenopolis had pretty much a lot of stuff there. Crocotopia revamp, magic reaving, spell fusion, the new spells and spell changes, the Bazaar revamp, which the Bazaar revamp, very controversial at the time. Backpack Buddy tutorials, Beastman updates, and mark and recall changes, which were really cool. Crown shop changes, bug fixes, and other changes, etc. Crocotopia revamp was also kind of criticized as well. A lot of people didn't, I guess, like the smooth backgrounds of it. Personally, I just don't care for Crocotopia as much. But Selenopolis, man, is amazing. Now remember, Selenopolis is an expansion of Crocotopia, so that's also going to be considered mainline, and this is mainline. So do Selenopolis. If you don't do Selenopolis, you're not going to be able to quest in the story anymore. So please, guys, do Selenopolis, especially while we still have a free membership going on. Please take advantage of that and complete Selenopolis, because I promise you the story is pretty amazing. At least in my opinion, I thought the story was really sweet, and I really love the combat with it. I've been having a lot of fun with challenge mode. It's definitely nice to see a lot more people giving it a crack at it. It's just pretty nice stuff. Of course, with the Selenopolis update, of course, we had that thing with a community manager situation that went on, and I feel like that whole drama, it's not even drama, it was just a very ugly situation. That situation, quote unquote, I feel like definitely kind of overshadowed the Selenopolis update. And of course, you guys always say, oh, Richard, you're beating around the bush. I'll tell you how it is. One community manager told the other community manager some things he didn't like, blah, 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 something about a stalker, blah, blah, blah. And then that community manager, Hercules, actually got fired, I guess, for not doing his job as he stated. And he kind of also aired out the dirty laundry about the other said community manager that has said stuff in the past that he doesn't agree with. And, King's Isle themselves, they do an internal investigation to see what's up. And, nobody really likes this community manager per se, Spark. And blah, 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 blah. Go, fast forward in time. They basically lose all their Discord privileges and stuff like that. So basically now that the only community manager right now is Emma, which is being helped by Kaylee and the rest of the team, which I think is really, really good. I really respect Emma and Kaylee. I think they are going to do wonders for the game, and I wish them nothing but the best support whatsoever. Same for Hercules and everybody else. That, you know, this whole situation is just really, really ugly. But despite that, I'm still trying to have my fun. Again, we talked about that. I'm trying to have fun with this game, man. It's already a chaotic year. How chaotic can it get? Of course, we had the 12 Days of the Spiral, which, reminder, you can check out the 12 Days of the Spiral right now and get all your festivities and stuff like that. You know, free crowns. We had that crown sale, which that offer had expired. Still waiting on the free, like, mystery discount. I don't know exactly if we should be getting that this year. I would imagine, like every year. We'll just have to wait and see. But, you know, check out the 12 Days of the Spiral, pretty much stuff. And we talked about the community manager that, you know, supposedly got fired. I don't know what's going on with that. They just lost their Discord privileges. So, I don't know what's going on with that. I would imagine that they probably are taking a leave. But, yeah, it's been a chaotic year, man. And now we go to the present day news. Now, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. We have the next and probably the final KI Live. This one is set for Thursday, December 12th, 2 p.m. CST, for a special episode celebrating the Wizard101 community, or the 101 community. It's featuring special guest appearances from Wizard101 and Pirate101 content creators. This is absolutely awesome. It's going to feature Ultimate Speedster, yeah, Speed, Alyssa, yeah, Alyssa, the Spiral Project, Growling Panda, yeah, Panda, what's good, Real Noodle, and more. And I gotta say, this is definitely the way to go. Remember that the previous KI Live actually did get canceled because, again, of the situation that was going on. So this is definitely a way better alternative, and it's just nice for the community to engage with one another and check it out. And hopefully this does not result in a geometric square oval table. I think this will be sweet, and yeah, this is awesome. And we also actually have a maintenance that is happening very soon, or at least later in the morning or daytime, whatever time zone you're at. But the maintenance includes a hot fix for Wizard101 NA and Wizard101 EU. So thank you for your patience during this downtime. And let me just say, the Selenopolis update, as much as I praised it, it definitely came with a lot of bugs and a lot of criticism and a lot of controversy. We talked about the Bazaar rework, which a lot of people aren't really vibing with. We also talked about the Croctopia revamp, which a few people don't really rock with. We also talked about the bugs and glitches, especially with magic weaving and the Crypto Raw. I really hope that this patch or hotfix, whatever they would like to call it, includes an update for the Crypto Raw team up, because if you go through a team up like kiosk, it will just spit you out. I don't know what type of coding error that is, but please fix it so it can be a little bit easier to do those challenge modes. And overall, I got nothing else to say. I mean, besides spells and spell weaving and spell fusions, magic weaving, whatever you want to call it, dual schooling, you know, I just kind of got tired of talking about it all, just because, you know, it's like, I don't care much for dual schooling in a sense. I know they're trying to really force it, but at this point, I just ignore it and I just don't care for it. So, yeah, I love the story. Like I said, I really love the story and side content. It was really fun. But, again, make sure to check all of that out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we got the finale. And now, we get to talk about what will happen for 2025. I listed a few ideas, or not really ideas, but just theories of what we potentially could get. You're going to see a lot of potentially, because we honestly do not know what's going to happen next year. We don't know if there's going to be another geometric square table incident. We don't know if, like, something else is going to happen with another community manager. I hope not. It shouldn't be. There's only one left, so there's only one left, so I don't know how bad it could get. But no, I think next year will definitely be hopefully a lot better. We will see. No promises on that. I don't work for them. I don't know what type of updates we're going to be getting, but yeah, let's check it out, what I have. So, of course, the potential console release, which is very likely, sort of. They did mention that in one of their previous KI lives, how they didn't want to release it, like, this year just because there's a lot of, like, windows kind of closed for video games, you know, Call of Duty, Fortnite, everything else. So, you know, maybe early next year they can have a little bit of an open window to release it on console, or at least release a release date. You know, everybody's waiting for a date, like, all right, when can we get ready for this? Remember that console players are missing out on all of the freebies that we're getting. Like, we're getting free grounds, free packs. Right now, console players just have to sit back and wait. And I feel like the longer KI waits, the more that a lot of people are just going to forget about Wizard101 as per usual, like they did back in the day, you know? So we'll hopefully see what happens. But potential Ravenwood Academy release as well. We talked about that single player game. Potentially, maybe we could get it 2025. I don't know if it's going to release this year. Same thing with consoles. I don't know if they're going to like wait till December 30th or whatever. I highly doubt it. But we will wait and see. And will the Portal of Peril event ever return? I don't know if that's going to come out this year. Like I said, potentially. I don't know. But again, we talk about that event, and it was a really great event, especially for free-to-play players. Great way to get spellments and a lot of other spell rewards and just other rewards in general. It was just really nice. Even free mounts from the bosses that dropped it. But again, they really got to hammer down on testing the content. So I really do hope, especially for 2025 and for the future, they kind of put some resources or funding into a QA team or something like that. A little bit more resources, because lately with these updates, it just kind of feels like, it honestly feels like an early access game. Like, I started treating this game like as an early access game, because right now, at least from when I played it back in the day, it definitely does not feel like a fully fledged game. Like, I feel like what we had back in the day was great because there was a lot more, I guess, magic, you know. Now it kind of feels like, all right, update this, we'll patch it later. Update this, patch it later. You know, it feels like a lazy mindset. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just a lot of messy coding right now because they are shoving a lot of stuff in this game. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, maybe the 17th birthday will be pretty fun. Of course, we'll get free memberships and all that stuff, free codes. Free Wizard City forever? Maybe? I don't know. That's definitely not going to happen. No, we're definitely not getting a free Wizard City. We have a free Wizard City currently, which is available through the January 31st, I believe, of 2025. That would be a nice kickstart for everybody's year in case they wanted to just check out Wizard101, or at least check out, you know, Firecat Alley and Cyclops Lane and all that stuff. Basically the main line of those, the world, you know. And you can also visit the Oasis as well. So, you know, hopefully that gains a lot of players. I don't know what type of data they are trying to track, but hopefully it's good data, and hopefully they are getting the good stuff they need. Also, we're getting a new raid, which, you know, kind of potentially a new raid. I should say that, potentially. I don't know if they're working on one right now. I don't know if they're going to take a break with raids. You know, I feel like raids have been kind of slowly dimming down, at least for me. I'm not going to say it for the community. I'm sure there's tons of guilds and communities out there that still want to raid and stuff like that. But, you know, at least for my guild and for at least some people I know, I just kind of lost a lot of passion for raiding. It sucks, but, you know, there's a lot of barrier of entry with it, and we talked about that with the raid and guild problem. I just wish there was, I guess, a little bit more accessible in a sense, but, you know, I don't know. It's just some things I like about raids, like getting together as a group and talking to people, but, you know, at the same time, it really is difficult trying to get 12 people in. It really is frustrating being a guild leader, and, you know, going through all the guild leader stuff, it's just very exhausting. Getting 12 people, I think, is one of the things I don't like about raiding. So, that's definitely not going to change. I doubt it, but, yeah, I don't know. Nothing you can do about that, man. It was fun while it lasted for me. It was fun, but, oh well. New world, hopefully, potentially. I mean, we got Selenopolis, which isn't really a world. It's just an extension of Croctopia. So, hopefully, for 2025, we just get a fully fledged world that would basically kind of start Arc 5, which is going to be great, man. I'm so excited. I love the story that we've had for Selenopolis so far. It's absolutely amazing. I think it definitely kind of sets up for Arc 5 very well. So, yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, Wizard101 Europe finally catches up, potentially. Remember that they had recently had a really, really, and I mean really big update that pretty much had updates for other updates from the previous years. So Wizard101 Europe right now, they're at like the Nightmare Dungeon Wallaroo stuff, and they still need Selenopolis. So I am curious on when they are going to get Selenopolis, or if they're going to get it this year potentially. I don't think it will be this year, but we will see. Hopefully they get it as soon as possible, because Selenopolis is just very fun. I'm also curious to see if one day they would just finally just merge them together with the US servers. I don't think that technology is there. I don't think they have the resources for it, but it would just be a dream come true just to play with the Europe players. It would just be a dream come true to just play with them, man. Yeah, same thing with console players. You know, it sucks that it's split off from the PC players, or you know, it all sucks. You know, I always consider accessibility over exclusivity whenever I'm playing a lot of video games. So, you know, hopefully in the future we can all play together and be a nice wizard family. Anyway, continue Power101 support, because hey, Power101, don't go to sleep. We need them updates, boys. We still need them updates. Don't be doing nothing stupid. No more plunder hunt. Please do not try that again. That was terrible. Please don't do another plunder hunt. New plushies. Of course, we're always going to get new plushies. Always. More crossovers. I would love to see more crossovers, like the Dungeon Defenders 2 thing. That was really fun. And lastly but not least, please, for the love of Mother Wu and all that is holy for this entire community, and I know this will not happen, but it's just my one Christmas wish. I don't want nothing Santa Claus. I just want this one Christmas list. But please, for the love of everything that is holy, please, no more drama. Please. This year has sucked. This year, socially, this year is awful. Now, update-wise, like I said in the beginning, pretty chill. You know, I like some of the updates, but social-wise, ooh, man, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to just leave this community. So hopefully in 2025, it's a little bit better. Hopefully. It probably won't. As a matter of fact, it probably won't. But you know what? That's fine, because the best we can do is believe. So that is going to wrap it up for the year recap. Let me know what you guys think about this year of Wizard101. Of course, there's still plenty of days left. Obviously, this year is still young. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think this was, you know, pretty interesting. We'll see what happens in 2025. And yeah, as always, I will keep it up with you in the news and free codes and all that stuff. Free memberships, all that fun stuff. So, yeah, until then, enjoy your guys' week. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Happy holidays.